All right. Well, hello everyone. It's me, Colleen Forcier, for anybody that doesn't know me, if this is your first time tuning into me. So today I'm going to be talking about 5 solutions to some mistakes that some business owners make. There's, uh, different things that we learn as we're business owners, and these are some things that I run across a lot working with owners. So one of the first things, and this one I talk about a lot, is treating your business's money like it's your money. So this is basically commingling. You're mixing together your personal and your business money. This could include running both your business and personal out of one account, taking money in and out for business reasons, personal reasons. It's just all mixed together. This is something that sometimes, it just starts off that way when you are very first starting out with your business, especially if you're a one-person show, basically, when you're getting started. But you should very quickly as possible make the change where they are separate, because your business is considered an entity and it needs to be treated as such. Because if you don't, you open yourself up for basically losing everything, including your personal things, if you were ever to be sued or have creditors come after you for whatever reason. So the best thing to do to fix this is to keep everything separate. Have dedicated bank accounts for your business and your personal, and also your credit cards. They should also be separate. They should be dedicated to one or the other. They should be mixed. And if you are taking out loans for your business, that money, it should be going for your business. But if you end up taking for your personal, there needs to be documentation that that's happening, that it's going over to personal. So you need to have those clear cut, separation between the two, to protect your business and really, to protect yourself. So the next thing that I see, and it happens a lot, especially if people are working with family members. Not that it happens to everybody, but it's having loose or no control over your bookkeeping, your finances, and in particular the banking process. And this could be, receiving payments, making payments, and that kind of thing. This should never be done by an employee, family member, whatever. It should only be done by the owners. You can have your bookkeeper set up things to be paid, but ultimately the one that's pressing go basically has to be you, because otherwise you're opening yourself up to dishonesty. And you may not think, oh, so-and-so is dishonest, but if you give somebody too much control and the opportunity, you're just opening yourself up to things happening, because that's usually what happens when there is that opportunity. So just take away that opportunity, so that it just doesn't happen to you. There's some other things you can do, and you can just discuss that with your bookkeeper, your CPA, how to protect yourself more against fraud from employees and such. But yeah, so no one else should be taking care of your banking process, whether it's online or by paper, but yourself. Okay, so the next one that I've seen is a misclassification of whether somebody's an employee or if they're an independent contractor. And sometimes people just don't know the difference. I mean, the best thing to do is go to the IRS website. They have tons of great information. I know you may think, oh my gosh, the IRS, but their website is laid out so good. Like, they just answer every question you could possibly have in most cases. So they actually do have it all written out for you there on the IRS, how to tell the difference. But an even better, an even easier way to do that is to talk to your CPA and discover which one is which. But some questions you should ask yourself about whether somebody's an employee or if they're an independent contractor is, do you set their hours? You pay them an hourly wage. Are they coming to a place of your business and you're providing all the materials that they're working with, or at least the majority of them? They're more likely to be an employee than an independent contractor. Your independent contractor is more like somebody that you're like, this is the job that I need done. You guys have a price that is set. They do the job, you pay them, and it's done on their time clock basically. And you don't decide when they work and how much and these kinds of things. And they're bringing all of their own supplies to get the job done basically. So that's just like a little quick way to tell the difference between the two. But definitely seek out advice from your CPA. So the fourth solution I have for mistakes that some business owners make is not getting all of their legitimate tax breaks, getting all those deductions taken care of. And this could be because you are mixing your personal and your business together. And so, if you're looking at something that's 6 months ago, you may not know what is what, and you may have lost receipts. You just don't know. And so you haven't been tracking things the way you really should be. So you could be losing out on so many things just because you aren't simply keeping track of your books on a week-to-week and month-to-month basis all year round. And this can happen, especially if you're in a business owner, that's doing all the things. If you are trying to take care of everything and you're just running yourself ragged, it's really easy to miss those things. That's why it's a really good idea to have somebody that is taking care of your books, that this is their job and that's what they do for you, and that's it. And so they're not going to be missing out on things that you're going to want later on. So the best thing to do is to have all of your expenses, all of your income tracked in a bookkeeping software and an accounting software. This is the best advice I have. It's just keeping track of things. And if you find it difficult for yourself to do that, that is probably time to bring someone on to do that for you. So the fifth thing that I see that owners will do is they'll actually bury their head in the sand about their bookkeeping. They'll just, maybe they're throwing the receipts in a file in a box, whatever, and then they're just handing it to their CPA later on, and they just don't know whether they're, are they profiting? How well did I do this year? How, they don't know, and they won't even know until their CPA gets around to doing their taxes, and it really makes so you can't really make any kind of business decisions throughout the year. Once a year, oh, hey, I actually made a profit this year, and then maybe another year you're like, yeah, I broke even. But had you known ahead of time, you could have made better business decisions to make it possible for you to be meeting better goals that you're making for yourself, or to be actually making goals that maybe you haven't done before, because maybe you're just existing and going and moving, but maybe but just having that information about your business finances can make it so much easier to make decisions, and you'll just find it to where you get to where you want to participate more within your business, and then you start to want to make goals, and then you just want to grow and do more and more and better. It just becomes something that you're more passionate about, like where you were in the beginning. So I highly recommend just hire somebody whose sole function it is to take care of the books, so they can free up that headspace, free up that time for you, so that you can work in your business the way that you intended to. Because I'm sure you didn't intend to spend, hours a week or months, hours and hours a month pulling things together, even if it's once a year when you're trying to spend that last week pulling everything together before you go see your CPA. I'm sure that's not how you pictured business ownership. So I'm like really excited because right now this month I decided to launch something new, and this came because I found that my process was really clunky. It was made it really difficult for business owners to get quotes from me, to understand what they were getting from me and how it was going to benefit them. So this month, let me get a drink real quick. I decided to launch something new, and it's called Bookkeeping That Grows With Your Business. And I find that it's going to make the process so much easier, because you're going to look and see what comes, what you're getting basically, how it's going to help you, and then what's that going to cost you, without having to go through this big long thing that I had going on before. So, okay, I'm trying to keep myself organized by things that I have written out, because if I didn't, I would forget stuff, and I do not want to be forgetting anything. So let me pull this up real quick. Here we go. Okay. So with each package, there is pretty much the basic same offering within each one. But there are some differences, because some packages have more support than others, because depending on what stage of business you're in, or just your business, you may or may not want or need more support than another business. So it really allows you to be able to pick and choose where you are in, and know automatically the price that you will have. So what can you expect from our services? So first of all, you're going to have accurate, timely books. They're going to be done meticulously. They're done on a monthly basis. So then when you're looking at them, you know exactly what's going on, and you know what you can do to make more informed decisions. You know that you're maximizing your deductions, and then you're going to be ready at tax time. So there's like if you're stressing right now, you're not going to have that stress like right now. This is also going to totally reduce your heavy workload, because as business owners, we have heavy workloads. It's just unavoidable at times. And bringing on somebody is what really helps to lighten that load for you. You're also going to have more time and energy, because if you're one of those people that this is just not your area of expertise, it's probably something that drains you. And having your time and energy is going to make it possible for you to just be your best, and to grow your business, and to show up the way that you want, and bring that passion back into your business. So you're also going to be able to rest easy knowing your books are covered, because you're not having to do them anymore, but you have brought on somebody that complements your business, that is going to be taking care of this area of your business that's important. It's just not your favorite thing to do, but you know you want it to be done. And another thing that we will be doing is having Zoom meetings. I like to do this because I think we need to have face-to-face interaction. Even though I'm remote, completely virtual, I still feel like we need to be able to see each other, talk back and forth, to have that connection, and make sure that we are good working together. Because if we have a conversation together and you don't like me for whatever reason, why would you want to work with me? So I find that Zoom meetings are a really good addition to the packages. And I like to share the reports this way, so that you can ask questions, and it's just so much better. You get so much more out of it than me just sending you some reports and you looking over them and not knowing what they are, and then you just go on to the next month and you're like, okay, whatever, and it didn't actually help you. So definitely Zoom meetings are a total must. Then the next thing you'll have is knowing the health of your business. So instead of looking at it once a year, you're seeing it every month, or every quarter, depending on which package you get. And you're going to know, how's business going? Was it good this month? Was it not so good? And you need to do something to change this next month. These are things that you want to know as a business owner, especially if you're trying to grow and build and to increase your profitability. Another thing that we offer, well, not offer, but a part of working with us is having clear lines of communication. I have one way that we communicate. Well, I'm sorry, we actually have two ways because we have the Zoom calls, but we use a software to talk back and forth. I find it's much easier than email because it keeps it all in one place. Because I find with email, you're constantly trying to find where was that message, and they never seem to be where you want them, especially if you've changed email addresses or whatever it may be. In this way, it helps because everything is in one place, and we also can share documentation back and forth and make tasks for each other. It's a really good communication system. I love it. And so, you may be wondering, okay, what's inside of these packages? So each package includes data entry. So this is transactions within your business, whether it's through a bank account, a credit card, or even cash. So the data entry is, me getting the information, processing it, categorizing it, and then also reconciling it to double check my work. So all packages have video meetings. They all receive financial reports, although these are various depending on which package you choose. They all receive tax reports because these are very important. I mean, why else would you be doing this if you weren't getting tax reports, right? So, one moment. So you also get cloud document management. So all of your documents, they are managed on the cloud so that they're accessible to me and to you. And also document retrieval and receipt management. So this is the software that actually will go and grab those like bank statements and bill statements, and also a place where you can take pictures of receipt loads up there, and then I have access to that. So it's just one nice little place to put all that so that I can get it. And then there's also, of course, the customized communication hub and workflow management that I talked about. It's really is a real like game changer, really. No more phone tag, no more emails back and forth, no text messages, none of this. It's all in one place for us to use together. So there are 4 different packages. We have basic, silver, gold, and platinum. Let me go ahead and grab my next one because I don't want to forget anything. So I'm just pulling up my Evernote. Here we go. And I think I can actually share this with you really quick. That one. Okay. So you may have seen this if you've gone to my website. Let me see if I can pull it down so I can catch. I'll have to just scroll down a little bit. So each package includes everything. And what differentiates them is the transactions per month, and this includes all of your accounts, your bank accounts that you have, and this is all like credit card and bank accounts, checking accounts. And then, sorry about that, and then any loans that you may have. So these are different because not everybody has the same amount, and I made this so that it could cover the most business owners as possible. So with our basic, we start at 75 transactions per month, 2 accounts, and 1 business loan or 1 loan. And our silver is 150 transactions, 4 accounts, 2 loans. And then our gold is 225 transactions per month, 6 accounts, 3 loans, and platinum is 300 transactions per month, 8 accounts, and 4 loans. And anything over 300, just go ahead and contact me through the form that I have on my website, and I'll just come up with a special package for you based basically on the same thing, just increasing the transactions and accounts and such. Now within each one of these, this is an up to, so up to 75 transactions for basic, up to 150 for silver. The bank accounts is also up to, but in their case, they're a little more flexible. So like if you had 3 instead of 2 in basic, but you still only had like 60 transactions, you would still fit in there. But if you were at like 150 silver, and I'm dealing with like 10 bank accounts, which is way more than the 4, then we would go up to the gold because I am dealing with so many more accounts. So it's a little bit more complicated. And then when we go down, and that's kind of the basically same thing with our loans also. But for video chats and our financial reports, they start off by yearly and then they go all the way up to monthly, because the more we have going on, the more you're going to need that support on a monthly basis. Everything includes tax reports, accounting software. This is included if we set you up initially. All the cloud document management, the document retrieval, receipt management, the customized communication hub and workflow management, that's all included. So let me turn that off. That's included with every package. So let's see. Try to keep myself on task here. So some of you may have some questions about these packages. I have a really long, maybe not exactly exhaustive list on my website of questions and answers that should really help you answer most anything you can think of. If not, on that page, there's also an area that you can fill in and send me a question, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. So what's so amazing about this deal is right now, this week, we are doing 10% off. 10% off everything for the entire year. So 10% off your monthly bookkeeping for the entire year, and also 10% off any catch-up or cleanup work that I do. So anything that goes back. And this is going to be good until the 10th at 11:59 Mountain Standard Time. And this discount is only going to be good on agreements that are signed and the first payment is received no later than 3 weeks from submitting the form. Because I know, it takes time to get things together sometimes, and about 3 weeks I find is the most acceptable to filling out a form, having conversations back and forth, proposal, acceptance. And so for the discounts to be good, it has to be done within 3 weeks. So if you put in a form and you wait a couple months before you get back to us, then we no longer have the 10% off deal. So please do your best to get this in and get things done as quickly as possible. Get this off of your plate so that you can rest easy and not be thinking about this anymore. Although, I do have a few of the questions here that are on my site, because you may be thinking after hearing about what you get the 10% off, what are these things? So what's catch up and what's cleanup work? Your catch up work is any work that has not been done. So let's say the past 6 months, nothing's been entered in your bookkeeping software, your accounting software, no work has been done. This is catch up work. And then cleanup work is any work that's been done, but it's been done incorrectly and it needs to be fixed. They are priced differently. My catch-up work is roughly $100 or so less than what your monthly package is. It is actually listed on my website with the prices also. And it'll show you what it normally is and what your 10% off will be, so you can see the difference and how much you're saving. And then your cleanup work is actually billed hourly, and it's done in 5 to 10 hour increments, depending on how much work you have to be done. So if it's not a lot of work, we're talking, I'm thinking, maybe 20 hours worth, then it's going to be in 5-hour increments. But if we're talking like 100 hours worth, it's going to be like 10 hours. It just depends on the cleanup required. And this is charged at $75 an hour. Now, the way it's going to work for the 10% off, for your catch up, it'll be on either if you're doing a lump sum or the 2 payments. That's our 2 options. So you could pay it all and have 10% off. And actually, if you pay it all, I already do a deal where you get 10% off. So if you were to pay it all, you would actually get 20% off. But if it's in 2 payments, you'll get the 10% off. Now with the cleanup work, the way it's going to work is I will bill the 5 or the 10-hour increment, and as long as you pay it within 5 days of the bill being submitted to you, then you will get 10% off. If it is beyond that, you don't pay it for 20 days, then it'll be gone. But you will have the opportunity to get that 10% on the next increment. So it's just on an increment basis. And any increments that we don't use, we obviously credit to your account. And then I have just a ton more questions, like I said, that are answered on my website. I highly recommend that you go there and read them. There's just too many for me to go through it in one sitting, because we'd probably be here for a while just talking about those. Excuse me. So let me just make sure I've covered it all. It's just so much information, and I don't like to forget anything. I think I might have covered it all. So what are your next steps? The next step is go to my website. It's ForciaBookkeepingServices.com. You should be able to find it in my profile, or if you're watching this on my business page, it'll be up above. You'll follow the link, thoroughly read the page, because there's so much information, and you need it all. You need to be reading it all to see exactly what you're getting, how that's going to be affecting your life, your business, how that's going to be helping you, and how much is that going to cost you. You need to be reading all these things so you know for sure what you're doing. We'll have more conversations about it as we move on, but I really I highly recommend doing that. It won't take that long to read the website. It's not like 10 pages long or anything like that, but I always highly recommend that. Thoroughly read what you're getting. And you'll see the 4 packages, your basic, silver, gold, and platinum, and you'll see their pricing, and you'll also see you'll see the monthly, plus you'll also see the catch-up work pricing. And once you've done that, you can hit the request proposal button. It'll take you to a form that you fill in, choosing your package, answering just some basic questions that I will need. Plus, I also, if you read my Q&A, you'll see other services that I offer, because some people ask about them. You'll be able to ask for more information about that. Because what I will do is I will take your form, and if you have any additional services that you would like to know about in your proposal, I'll have listed the package that you've chosen and what you'll be getting with that. And then there'll also be your additional services and what the monthly cost will be. And once you've filled it in, you just click submit. I'll take that. I'll make your proposal. And what I do is I do a little video proposal. If you prefer like an in-person proposal, I can do that also. I just find it is easier for owners to be able to just have that video and watch it when they need, and not take the, sometimes they just don't have the time to be making appointments for video, or sorry, not for video, but for proposals. But I definitely would do that if that's something that you would prefer. Just let me know within that form. So once you get the proposal, then and you watch the video, or we have the meeting, you decide if you want like all the services, like if you had additional services added on, you decide if you wanted those or not, and accept the proposal. there'll be like little check boxes and a place for you to sign, so you can say this is what we are accepting. And then we will get out to you more information that'll take you right into the onboarding process. And that's where I take over and smoothly sell you into, you know, us taking care of the books and you taking care of your business again. So that's basically it. If you have any questions, comments, just go ahead and leave them below and I'll get back to you as soon as I possibly can. I'm just really excited to have this because it's going to make it so much easier for people to see what they're getting, and know what that's going to cost them. So we don't have to do that back and forth that I was always having to do before. It was crazy, and it was too much. So I'm just like ecstatic about this. So thank you so much for being here and listening to this awesome offer that we have going on. And it'll continue to go on. Just the 10% is just going to be offer right now because we're just rolling, you know, basically the carpet out for this. So thank you, and you guys have a great day, and we will see you again.